Welcome back, guys. As I released my first video yesterday, and I'm going to recording this video and trying to finish uploading it by today. I'm standing in the uni, which I was talking about yesterday. So yesterday I was standing outside of it, and today I came inside and trying to finish recording this video near this beautiful bridge. And you can see some fishes in this lake. It's actually a man-made lake, a quite peaceful place. I just finished my lunch before recording this video, and it costs me only $3 Australian dollars. So I bought one fried noodle and one milk tea. So milk tea is like a combination from milk and tea. You must know the Hong Kong style brand, milk tea brand, Gongcha. So it's just kind of one example of milk tea. So I bought milk tea from different companies today, and it cost me about six yuan. So which is like $1.20 Australian dollar. And also I bought one fried noodle, and it cost me 9 yuan, which is about $1.80 Australian dollars. So the total cost for me for my lunch today is $3. It's very cheap. Because I remember in Australia, I was living in Australia before, so if I buy one Gongcha milk tea, it will cost me like $5 Australian dollars. And if I buy a fried noodle, it will cost me at least, I would say $11 or $12. And the total cost for the same products in Australia will be cost me at least $16 or $17. But here only cost me $3. And I'm very happy because the taste is very good, you know. And I didn't wait for too much long to get my food delivered. In Australia, I have to wait for like 10 minutes from making order to get my food on the table. But for my lunch, I only waited for about 2 or 3 minutes, and I get the fried noodle on the table, and also I get the milk tea. So it's very fast, very efficient, and very cheap, and very tasty, I think. So I'm very happy about coming back to Asia. So I have been living in Australia for quite many years. I actually started watching YouTube after I went to Australia. So I didn't know about Australia YouTube channels before I went to Australia. So I'm currently back in Asia, and I think one of the reasons I come back to Asia is the price in Australia is too costly. So everything is expensive in Australia, and I do feel pressure. And also, it's like it's for example, it's not just about the food, but also about the rental, basically about everything, transportation. I remember I have to spend like $4 Australian for just like a 20 minutes bus ticket, and it's ridiculous because here I just spent one yuan, which is like 20 cents Australian dollars, and for one way bus ticket. So $4 one way ticket in Australia, compared with the 20 cents bus ticket here in Asia, it's so much different. And I feel actually the country that I'm currently in is in China. And I'm not in big cities currently, So it's like a middle-sized city. So the price is very cheap here. If you go to Shanghai, Beijing, the top cities, the price maybe will be higher than the price here. But generally speaking, it's still much cheaper in China compared with Australia. So this campus is gorgeous. It's very peaceful and very good looking environment suitable for students. You can see this sculpture in many university campus, including in Australian university campus as well. So I think a lot of Confucius Institute in Western universities, and they like to build this kind of sculpture. So okay, anyway, I'm talking about the price. The price in China, especially in small and medium-sized cities, are extremely cheap compared with the price in Australia. I think the price is cheap in China is because the labor cost is very cheap. So because I know the workers, especially working in food industry workers in China, are not being paid very much. So it actually reduces the price of the food being made by these people. I think it is that's why I came back to Asia. Yeah, I like the cheaper price. Australia is too much, more and more expensive to afford now, and not just for me, but also for any international, working holiday people or just anyone who also the locals for the locals in Australia as well. The food price is. Especially in big cities in Australia like Sydney and Melbourne is overpricing. And also the food in Melbourne, I can't go to restaurant every day. It's too expensive here to go to restaurant in Australia every day. But I think in China, doesn't matter Shanghai, Beijing, or Jiujiang. I'm currently in Jiujiang. I can afford, going to a restaurant every day. I don't need to cook at all. So I'm talking about, the difference between my experience about, the price, food price, and also transportation price between Australia and China. I think if you come to live in China from Western countries, you will be, able to save a lot of money. Firstly, because it's easier to get a full-time job in China. As I was working in Australia before, and it's hard to get a full-time job. I have to work, two jobs. Both jobs are part-time for me. And my income is hardly enough to pay for my expense. But in China, the expense is not too much. And also, you can get a full-time job. And if you work in China as a, foreigner, maybe you can get a English teaching job. So the money that you make will be enough for you to pay for everything. And also, you can save money much easier in China. I'm going to finish the topic today by showing you the footage that I take about this beautiful campus. So enjoy it.